Once organizations accept that AI inside products and operations is performing labor, a new leadership responsibility emerges. You are no longer leading people. You are leading systems that act. And systems that act require governance, not in the bureaucratic sense, but in the architectural sense. This is where many organizations hesitate. They worry that governance will slow them down. They worry that oversight will stifle innovation. They worry that control means losing speed. Those fears are understandable. They're also outdated. In intelligent organizations, governance is not the opposite of speed. It is what makes speed sustainable. The mistake most leaders make is trying to govern autonomous systems in the same way they govern people, through policies, approvals, and after-the-fact reviews. That doesn't work. Machines operate continuously. They make decisions in real time, and they adapt faster than any committee can convene. So governance has to move closer to the system itself. This is where trust becomes a design problem. Trust doesn't come from believing the system will behave. It comes from knowing how it will behave and what happens when it doesn't. In intelligent organizations, trust is engineered. Leaders define clear objectives, explicit constraints, measurable success conditions, and non-negotiable boundaries. They decide what agents are allowed to optimize for and what they are never allowed to touch. They design escalation paths that trigger human review when uncertainty, impact, or risk crosses a threshold. And they build auditability into the system from the start. This is not about micromanaging machines. It's about creating environments where autonomy operates safely. Control in this context is not about stopping action. It's about shaping action. Control planes don't dictate every move. They define the rules of the game. They make decisions visible. They make behavior reversible, and they make responsibility explicit. Without this layer, organizations eventually lose confidence in their own systems. They slow down, they pull back, or they pretend the machines are just tools to avoid hard questions. With it, leaders gain leverage. They can move faster because they understand the system's limits, they can delegate more because accountability is clear, and they can explain outcomes to boards, regulators, and customers with credibility. This is also where leadership mindset shifts. Leading a machine workforce is not about control in the traditional sense. It's about stewardship. You are responsible for how these systems shape outcomes, incentives, and behavior, even when no human is directly involved in each decision. That responsibility doesn't disappear because the system is automated. It increases. The leaders who thrive in this environment are not the ones who understand every technical detail. They are the ones who understand what must remain human, what can be delegated safely, and how to intervene when systems drift. So in the next episode, I want to step back and talk about leadership itself, how decision-making, authority, and accountability evolve when you are no longer the fastest thinker in the room, because that realization changes how leaders see their role and themselves.